Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hi, Matthew.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be back with another podcast. And we've been hearing some good reports from different people. I'm sure, Matthew, you've been hearing back from some people as well,
Oh, a
haven't
lot.
you?
Yeah. Across the organization. Yeah. It's been fun.
So, and a lot of the people that we've been hearing from have been working with Claude Cowork. And I think it's kind of a more comfortable spot to work if you're upgrading from the basic chat experience, because it does give you some more powerful tools and features.
Hmm.
So, and one of those features is the ability to work directly with folders on your hard drive. So I think that's one of the things that we wanted to focus on and to see what we could show you today.
Yeah. So, like, at one point, I had it organizing my downloads folder, cleaning that up for me, and so it can do that sort of thing. So, all right.
Okay.
So we'll share your screen.
So what I've done here is I decided to try an example with a folder of SIL software logos that we have. The folder is kind of in disarray.
Hmm.
It had a whole bunch of different file names, naming conventions, some with mixed upper lowercase cap letters, some with spaces in them. And
Yep.
of course, if you have a file name of a graphic image and with a space in it, anytime you refer to it in a URL or a link, it puts like %20s instead of the space, and it really gets botched up. So, but before we go into the specific use case, I guess I want to show you that it's really important for Claude Cowork, depending on what you want to do, you have to understand that it's got no memory about you in between sessions, between the first and the last session that you've done.
Hmm.
The only information it knows about you comes from two areas. And so the first of these is when you click on your profile and go to settings, you'll see these instructions for Claude here. Okay, so I've just put in a general statement about my vision and mission in here. People could put a lot more different things, work specific if you wanted. But one thing that I wasn't even aware of before I was preparing for today was that if you click on Cowork here,
Hmm.
Cowork has a set of global instructions. Okay, so you can click edit, and in this section here, you can write general instructions like you could give it like warning statements like never rename files or never delete files without
Hmm.
my explicit authorization. Just different ways that you want it to work in your folder.
Don't drop tables in my database. Safe things. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, the global instructions there go there, and those two areas will be available in any new Cowork session that you start working on.
So whether you see it
So
or not, they're getting copied to the top of your chat so that it
right.
knows where to as a starting point. That makes sense.
So but then there's deeper instructions, and so like if we can go back to this one here, I'll just start by doing a new task, as it's called, for Cowork.
Okay.
And so basically, when you go to set up a new project or a folder, I'm going to say create a new project, which it'll create a new folder for,
Hmm.
or well, actually, it gives me the option: start from scratch, um, import a project,
Okay.
or use an existing folder. So for what I was doing earlier, I used an existing folder that had all the images for the logos in it.
Hmm.
But just for now, I'm going to say start from scratch. And we can call this a widget creator. And instructions are to create widgets. And then it's going to put the folder in my Claude projects folder that I have here. That's actually not my preferred area, but we'll use it for now.
Yeah.
And so here it is. Okay, but the instructions are right up here, create widgets. Now, normally when you work with Claude, the instructions are kept where, Matthew?
In the Claude.md file for the system instructions, unless you have built something more complex than that, like constitutions and all that. Claude.md is the default. Yep.
Yeah. So by default, it uses Claude.md. And that's actually preferable. You could just keep the instructions here in Claude Cowork. And then it lives like inside here. I don't actually know where Claude stores these except in your Claude profile, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be under your user folder in a hidden .claude folder, but somewhere in there. There's a lot of stuff in there.
So you could start by saying, which is what I did earlier, is I'd like you to inspect the contents of this folder and create a Claude.md file. Now, one thing I should note here is if you're watching this podcast in the next today or in the next few days, you get double the usage until July 5th. Okay, so you've got a whole nother week, looks like, to get double the usage in Claude Cowork because they're doing a promotion, I guess, to get more people trying it out. So right now, my widget creator folder is empty. So this is going to be an exercise in frustration for Claude. But it would probably still go ahead and create a Claude.md file, although it would be fairly empty.
Yeah.
So assuming that you're doing it on a folder that you have
stuff
on
in
your hard drive with stuff in it, documents or whatever, it would actually inspect that folder and inspect your instructions that you've already included and come up with a good Claude.md file. So I'm going to go back to the logos project that I had over here, and I'm going to pull up the Claude.md file.
Okay.
So I think this is the Claude.md file that it came up with when it worked on this folder.
So it's guessed on the purpose. It's come up with a directory of the files that are in there. It talks about kebab-case, the way that they are currently spelled or currently alphabetized. And a list of the things that are there. So looks reasonable.
But some said some files should be archived because there was some indication in the folder that these were deprecated files. And then it came up with these goals at the end. I just gave it a general goal when I made the instructions. Said I'd like to clean up, organize, and make these more modern, compatible or something. So it came up with a set of 4 goals. And then I actually just copied this and I put it in as a prompt. And it went and did it and it checked it off. So now I could actually go with the second one.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how it would actually accomplish that, but I could just paste that in here and see what it does.
Does it have a list of the projects? Is going to be interesting. Yeah.
So the other thing is that it was a little surprising to me. It didn't actually run when it did the renaming of the files. It created a PS1 file, which is for PowerShell on Windows. So it wasn't able to, I don't know if it wasn't able to or just chose not to do the renaming directly from Claude Cowork, but it wanted me to run a separate file, and it just gave me the file, and I just pasted it in and hit enter. And then it went and did the renaming.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, so Claude, I know Claude Code is running Linux, basically a version of Linux underneath. So the commands that it's running are very often Linux, but yeah, when it wants to do Windows type things, it does default to PowerShell rather than command. But and if you need admin access to do the thing, then it will ask you to do it, because it doesn't have admin access. So, all right, so it's doing its things.
Yeah. Now it's listing the contents of the folder over here that it's created.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some interesting features because I noticed that like I could apparently turn this into a skill.
Yeah.
So all the things that it's doing in here, you could turn it into a skill, and then from any Claude window, you could just say, "Hey, here's a folder. Could you
/ clean up my images."
Yeah, run the cleanup process on
Yeah.
this folder.
Yep.
And then it would run that skill on that folder.
Yep.
So that's got some questions for me. How would you like to source the missing SVGs? So search GitHub repos where it'll go out on the internet, try to find them. Search project websites. And I can tell you right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the one. Yeah, give it sl.org software and see if it can. Or are they software logos or the Wycliffe logos? I can't remember.
They're software logos.
Yeah,
they're all the icons and logos for the software.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is that we probably don't have SVG files for most of these.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, I would be like, just trace from the PNG files.
That's probably it. Yeah. So one of the cool things, so Claude doesn't actually have image generation tools. Like it's not going to make an image the way that Google does, but it does have some really creative ways of manipulating files. So like if it's an or depending on what file type it is, it can run PowerShell commands, or it can run scripts that will modify existing images, like even this trace. If it doesn't find it, it can just do the trace and run it. So while it's thinking, so even though you told it you're using the folder, you still have access to all of your connectors in here. So if you want to ask it something about your Gmail or your calendar or whatever, or your Notion, whatever connectors have been enabled already, and maybe some of your MCPs, I'm not sure, but yeah, those things are enabled. And so any of the things that are built in there, theoretically, you should be able to get access to them. So you don't, even though you're working on a folder, you don't have to limit yourself to the things in the folder. So Google Drive is there. You could have it read a Google Doc or write a Google Doc. It just can't modify a Google Doc. It doesn't have that right. So so it's gone off and it's trying to find its things. Yep. It's gonna.
Is it gonna keep on interrupting me, or is there a way to?
It is gonna keep interrupting you for those. Yep.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, if you one of the advantages, I guess, of Claude Code is that you can set it to auto mode, and then it will automatically make decisions. I'm not aware. Yeah, I don't think we can just turn on auto mode from here.
No, but it'll start to figure it out. It'll ask less questions over time once it's asked the main questions. All right. Well, it's starting to find some things to trace. So it didn't find the images, so it's now gone to plan B, which is tracing them.
Well, you can see it's got its goals up here. It's checking them off as it completes them. And then looking for SVGs different project sites. Now it's going to take a long time. That's what it's in the process of doing. Anyway, we don't have to
Wait for it to
dwell
finish.
much long on this because it's gonna take it a while. There's lots of use cases. One example that was shared with us is one person in SIL who's in a teaching capacity worked with Claude Cowork to do analysis and grading of a bunch of papers that were turned in.
Okay.
And really doing a very thorough job of like vetting the different decisions that the people made in their work and such. And I realize that's going to come off as potentially controversial.
Yeah.
But hey, students are using AI. Why can't the profs?
Yep.
So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but
you want it. Yeah, you want to use AI to do the triage, and have it show you the things that it can handle and tell you the things that it can't handle, and send those up to you. So seems reasonable to me.
yeah. So let us know what your use cases are, and we'd be happy to feature you on the next podcast if you'd like to share what you've been able to pull off with Claude Cowork.
Yeah.
Let us know. So
Yeah, we want
there
to
should
know
be-
how you're using it and how people can be better using it.
yeah.
Excellent.
So I guess that's all we have for today. Stay tuned. Next week we'll have another one.
Get into something different. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
All right.